Dave, so I wanted to, talk about addressability in Sling and why it's important, how you define addressability for Sling, and sort of the progress you've been making.
Yeah, definitely. Addressable advertising is really like a core component of our overall strategy at Dish. Our portfolio has Dish Satellite as well as Sling OTT, and we offer addressable across both of those platforms. And as you just mentioned, for us, the definition of addressable is really important. We define it as targeting with deterministic data. And the advantage of this type of data is that you know with certainty who your audience is. And this enables advertisers to only pay for the audiences they need, which inherently eliminates waste. Advertisers get insights and perspective for these kind of buys using this kind of data. And so we're really bullish that addressable is the direction that the industry is going to continue to move in.
So how much inventory is addressable on Sling?
It's everything can actually be addressably targeted on Sling because we have impression-based advertising. It really blends that world of linear television with digital, where we have a deterministic data set. So using that deterministic data set, we're able to really drill down and layer on targeting across the board for Sling.
So tell us about some of the new tools, solutions you're bringing to the market for programmatic buyers who want to buy STB inventory.
Yeah, we have a really unique vantage point in the way that we offer, as I mentioned before, both Dish and Sling. And with Sling, we've always had this programmatic first approach, which is pretty different in the marketplace from some of the other OTT folks out there. And over the last year, we've taken that approach and we've really expanded it into more of our traditional Dish business. So as one example, 6 months ago, we enabled set-top box VOD inventory programmatically, which it really was met with very strong demand in the marketplace. And then a month ago, you might have seen the press. We partnered with Verizon DSP to offer linear addressable inventory, which is can be bought alongside CTV. So for us, we believe the future of advertising is going to be impression based, as I mentioned, and because of that, we think more and more inventory just has to become made available programmatically.
And how does that impact your expectations for the sell side from, I should say, from your partners at SSPs? What role do they need to play?
Yeah, they're key partners for us. SSPs like SpotX, Teleria, or now Magnite are really important partners of ours. And working with them collaboratively to really have the pipes in place to facilitate seamless programmatic first campaigns. They're vital partners in that chain.
Dave, I wanted to ask about contextual targeting and sort of using data for contextual targeting. I know you guys are innovating there. How does that look, and what's the opportunity there for marketers?
Yeah, we kind of broadly found that customizable targeting is what a lot of advertisers are asking for right now, and this includes contextual. But as advertisers start customizing their approach, one thing they definitely need to be able to do is target by context. And as we were talking about before, this has always been something that we can do on Sling. We've always been able to contextually target campaigns, but now we're launching new types of context. So really more specific types of targeting, like genre, rating, content duration, and we can even show level blacklist now. And this is in addition to other types. Contextual is one type of targeting, but we can also layer on our deterministic data to target in other ways outside of context. And so the great thing about this is it really allows advertisers to hit very specific audiences in content that they're familiar with reaching through linear, but with those benefits of digital. And then on the back end, one thing that we do that not everyone does, but we're really proud to offer is offer transparent reporting of that context by network.
Dave, I wanted to ask you about this whole opportunity of running cross-platform campaigns for advertisers. What do you see coming out? And of course, you guys have a unique offering. Tell us how they work together for some advertisers.
Yeah, we're really excited to see cross-platform because becoming more and more prevalent across the industry. We've been doing that for years at Dish Media because we, like I said, we have Dish as well as Sling, and it's great because in the marketplace now we hear more and more feedback from partners that are really asking for this, what they call an omni approach to video buying, where they, we've heard feedback directly that, who cares what pipes that video is delivered in? It's video. So we want to make that reality buyable through Dish Media and our properties. We've been really walking that walk in terms of our organizational structure. Our team sells both Dish and Sling across the board. We think of it as a unified offering, and it really just depends on a brand's campaign objectives. And another, really, there's a litany of other reasons why this omni approach is really important for advertisers, which is why we are really leaning into it. So a couple of those benefits that we've thought about that are really important to us and our advertiser partners is increased scale across our full footprint, as opposed to having to pick necessarily one or the other platform of ours. An unduplicated audience across a couple different unduplicated subscriber bases, streamlined reporting, and then along with that, the ability to holistically think about reach and frequency. And so, we're just really excited that this is the industry that the direction that the industry is moving in, because we've been a part of that for a while.
So Dave, you guys have led the industry in addressable for many years, through Dish and through Sling. But what is the outlook for addressable, do you think, more broadly for the industry? Any thoughts about kind of where we might be going next year?
Yeah, definitely. We really think that at a high level, addressable is going to become at the core of media campaigns. A lot of agencies are still looking at it as an innovation product, but I think the ones that are really moving ahead at the fastest pace in adapting to the market, they're looking at addressable as really the core of your media campaign because of those benefits that we talked about earlier of minimized waste, highly advanced targeting, really being able to layer on different data sets. And this is really the direction that we think it's going to continue to go. And because of that, we also think that programmers are going to have the need to have more and more of their inventory become addressably enabled. And that's going to be a trend that we see continue to evolve. On top of that, when you have this higher demand and you have more addressably available content, we see programmatic buying as a hugely important part of the way that we're enabling people to access inventory. So that will continue to blossom through our SSP partners like SpotX and Magnite, and we're really excited about the fact that we're able to offer that programmatically more and more, and it's a very seamless execution for us because of the work that we've put into our programmatic pipes. So just I guess at the end of the day, we're just really excited to be in advanced advertising and to be on the forefront, and those are some of the key reasons why.